Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the future of your business, your team, your legacy was defined in a single room over a few extraordinary days? Would you want to know what happened there? Because I'm about to take you into the heartbeat of Business Mastery 2024. This wasn't just an event, it was a revolution in the making. Picture a gathering of the sharpest minds, the most driven leaders, all united by one purpose: to break barriers, ignite change, and create unstoppable momentum. The strategies unveiled, the insights shared, they didn't just challenge conventional wisdom, they obliterated it. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered how to adapt to a market that refuses to stand still, this is the knowledge you can't afford to miss. We're going to dive into the big ideas, the small tweaks, and the moments of pure brilliance that redefine what's possible for every business leader in that room. And here's why you need to listen closely, because this isn't just about what happened. It's about what comes next for you. So stay with me as we unpack the highlights, the game changers, and the untold stories from Business Mastery 2024. By the end, you won't just hear about success, you'll know exactly how to claim it for yourself. Let's get started. Imagine standing at the crossroads of uncertainty and opportunity with the tools to shape your future firmly within reach. That's what Business Mastery 2024 delivered: the clarity to see what others overlook and the strategies to turn those insights into tangible success. It wasn't just about hearing innovative ideas, it was about experiencing a shift in perspective, a jolt of energy that reawakened the fire in every attendee's entrepreneurial spirit. From the moment the doors opened, there was an electric charge in the air, a sense that something transformative was about to happen. Leaders from every industry, representing companies big and small, gathered with one common goal: to gain the edge that would propel their businesses into the stratosphere. And that's exactly what they found. The event began with a focus on vision, not as a lofty, abstract concept, but as the foundation for decision-making, innovation, and growth. Attendees were challenged to confront their current trajectory. Were they simply maintaining the status quo, or were they actively pursuing a future that aligned with their deepest ambitions? The key was to think bigger, to step outside of limitations, and to embrace the discomfort of dreaming beyond their present capabilities. Vision alone, however, isn't enough. What set this event apart was the actionable framework provided to transform those visions into reality. Leaders were equipped with strategies to identify their unique strengths, uncover untapped markets, and anticipate shifts in the economic landscape before they happened. They learned to see not just the opportunities in front of them, but also the hidden challenges, and more importantly, how to turn those challenges into advantages. The speakers shared stories of industries disrupted and rebuilt, not by chance, but by those who dared to see the invisible and do the impossible. A startup founder shared how they turned a moment of crisis into their greatest opportunity, while a seasoned executive recounted the bold steps that allowed their company to dominate a competitive market. Each story carried a common thread: clarity of vision was the spark, but courage and decisive action fanned it into a roaring fire. And it wasn't just about professional growth. Attendees were reminded that a business is an extension of its leader. Clarity of vision requires personal alignment, ensuring that your goals as a leader reflect the values you want your company to embody. The room was filled with moments of realization as participants confronted the limiting beliefs and outdated narratives that had held them back for far too long. What's more, the tools shared weren't cookie-cutter formulas. They were adaptable to any business, any challenge, any ambition. Leaders left with customized strategies tailored to their unique circumstances, ready to implement changes that would create immediate and lasting impact. By the end of this first session, something extraordinary happened. It wasn't just about understanding the power of vision, it was about feeling it, owning it, and walking away with the confidence to make it a reality. This wasn't just the start of the event, it was the ignition point for transformation. That's what Ignite Your Vision delivered: a moment when leaders weren't just inspired, they were empowered to act, to innovate, and to lead their businesses into a future limited only by the scope of their imagination. The essence of progress lies in breaking through conventional thinking, and at Business Mastery 2024, the room pulsed with the energy of revolutionary insights that redefine what it means to lead, adapt, and excel in today's business landscape. This wasn't just another exchange of ideas, it was a deep dive into the kind of knowledge that changes everything. From the outset, the speakers didn't hold back. They shared the kind of unfiltered truths and actionable strategies that can only come from being in the trenches building, innovating and thriving in the face of uncertainty. The insights weren't theoretical, they were tested and proven, the result of real-world experience and relentless pursuit of excellence. One of the most profound takeaways was the emphasis on understanding the rapid pace of change in today's markets. The world is evolving faster than ever, and staying ahead requires more than just agility, it requires foresight. Attendees were shown how to track emerging trends, decode shifts in consumer behavior, and predict industry disruptions before they occur. These weren't just predictions, they were playbooks for navigating the future with precision. Technology, of course, was a dominant theme. Speakers illuminated how advancements in AI, automation, and data analytics are reshaping industries. But beyond the tech, the focus was on how to harness these tools to unlock human potential. Attendees learned how to combine cutting-edge innovation with timeless leadership principles to create businesses that are not just efficient, but extraordinary. A recurring message was the power of asking better questions. Instead of asking, how can I survive the challenge, was to ask, how can I lead, instead of wondering, what's the bare minimum I need to do? The goal was to think, what would it take to dominate my market? These shifts in perspective opened doors to ideas that might otherwise have been overlooked, turning ordinary businesses into industry pace-setters. Throughout the sessions, there were moments of profound clarity as leaders were pushed to see their challenges through an entirely new lens. One case study featured a retail brand that had struggled to maintain relevance in the digital age. By rethinking their customer experience through data-driven insights, they transformed into a market leader, increasing both loyalty and profitability. The lesson wasn't just about using tools, it was about understanding the deeper needs of their customers and delivering value in ways that competitors couldn't replicate. Another highlight was the concept of leveraging collaboration over competition. In a room filled with business leaders who might have seen each other as rivals, the event turned competitors into partners. Through shared insights, attendees discovered the immense potential of combining strengths, pooling resources, and creating ecosystems that elevate everyone involved. But revolutionary insights didn't stop at business strategy, they extended to personal growth. Attendees were encouraged to question their own habits, biases, and limitations. After all, the success of any organization mirrors the mindset of its leader. By challenging their assumptions and embracing new ways of thinking, participants unlocked levels of creativity and resilience they didn't know they had. When it was over, the air was thick with excitement. These weren't just ideas to consider, they were strategies to implement. Starting immediately, attendees walked away not just with knowledge, but with the clarity and confidence to use it. Revolutionary insights had done more than shift perspectives, they had laid the groundwork for a new standard of success. At Business Mastery 2024, one of the most powerful themes that resonated throughout the event was the idea of unlocking and unleashing potential. This wasn't just about business growth, it was about tapping into hidden reserves of energy, creativity, and resilience that often lie dormant, waiting for the right catalyst to bring them to life. Throughout the event, it became clear that the difference between good businesses and great ones is not just strategy or execution, but the ability to bring out the absolute best in people and resources. The speakers and experts didn't just talk about potential, they provided the blueprint for unlocking it. They shared stories of companies that went from struggling to soaring, not by rethinking their entire business model, but by rethinking their approach to their teams, their leaders, and their culture. They reminded us that human potential is the greatest untapped resource in any organization, and the key to unlocking that potential lies in fostering an environment where people are not just able but empowered to excel. One of the most striking insights came from a session focused on leadership. It emphasized that great leaders don't simply manage, they inspire, empower, and challenge their teams to rise above the expected. The most successful companies of today are those that recognize the unique strengths of each individual and leverage those strengths in ways that foster collaboration, creativity, and innovation. The lesson here was simple yet profound. The success of a business is rooted in the belief that every person on the team has the capacity to make a significant impact. When a leader understands how to tap into that potential, the results are extraordinary. For many business owners and leaders in the room, the breakthrough came when they were shown how to shift their focus from traditional management tactics to creating a culture of empowerment. Instead of simply delegating tasks, great leaders become mentors and facilitators who bring out the best in their teams by providing the tools, trust, and support needed to thrive. The event made it clear that unlocking potential is not about pushing harder, it's about creating an ecosystem where each person feels valued and motivated to contribute their best work. Additionally, the event underscored the power of self-leadership. Attendees were reminded that personal growth is the foundation upon which business growth is built. As leaders, the way we approach challenges, learn from failures, and persist through setbacks sets the tone for the entire organization. The most powerful breakthroughs come when leaders stop trying to be perfect and start embracing their own potential for growth and change. The key takeaway here was that self-leadership is not about being a hero, it's about being humble, adaptable, and willing to learn and evolve every single day. Another remarkable moment came during a session on resilience. Business Mastery 2024 reinforced the idea that success is not about avoiding failure, but about how we respond to it. Companies that have unlocked their full potential are those that don't just survive adversity, but thrive in the face of it. The event showcased stories of leaders who turned their greatest setbacks into their most significant comebacks. They didn't just bounce back, they came back stronger, wiser, and more prepared to lead. This mindset of resilience permeated the entire event, leaving every attendee with a renewed sense of determination to rise above any obstacle. By the time the event concluded, there was an undeniable shift in the room. Leaders walked away not just inspired, but equipped with the tools to unleash their own potential and the potential of everyone around them. They left with a deeper understanding that unlocking human potential is the real key to sustainable long-term success. And that's a powerful truth, one that will echo in the halls of every business for years to come. At Business Mastery 2024, the power of connections became one of the most compelling narratives that unfolded. But this wasn't just about exchanging business cards or making surface-level introductions. It was about creating meaningful, transformative relationships that have the potential to redefine the trajectory of an entire business. The connections made at this event weren't just transactional, they were foundational, dynamic, and deeply impactful, both on a personal and professional level. One of the standout moments of the event was the focus on the importance of network building that goes beyond the typical who-you-know mentality. Yes, having connections is crucial, but the real value lies in the depth and quality of those relationships. Attendees were encouraged to think not just about how others could help them, but how they can help others. This shift in perspective opened the door to a whole new approach to networking, one based on generosity, trust, and collaboration. For many leaders in the room, this was a revelation. They realized that true success doesn't come from competing against others, but from joining forces with like-minded individuals who share similar goals, challenges, and ambitions. One example that illustrated this point involved a group of attendees who, after striking up a conversation at a networking session, discovered they all faced similar obstacles in scaling their businesses. Instead of leaving the event with just a stack of business cards, they decided to form a mastermind group. By the end of the event, they had already committed to regular meetings, sharing strategies, and supporting each other as they tackled their respective challenges. The speakers also highlighted how strategic partnerships can create leverage that amplifies growth exponentially. One particularly inspiring session featured a case study of a business that had been struggling to break through a revenue ceiling. The solution came not from working harder or longer hours, but from finding the right partner or company in a complementary industry that allowed both parties to expand their reach and access new markets. The result? Powerful, mutually beneficial partnership that turned their stagnant growth into a thriving, dynamic business. What was truly eye-opening was how the event demonstrated the power of community and how much more can be achieved when you surround yourself with people who not only support you, but challenge you. Leaders were encouraged to seek out connections that would stretch their thinking, elevate their performance, and inspire them to take bold, courageous steps in their businesses. These are the types of relationships that, when nurtured properly, become the cornerstone of long-term success. There were countless stories shared throughout the event of connections that led to opportunities, collaborations, and breakthroughs. From investors and venture capitalists who sought out innovative startups to executives from different industries exchanging insights that led to new revenue streams, the event showcased just how much value can be created when people come together with a shared vision. But perhaps the most powerful takeaway was the realization that true connections are built on authenticity and shared values. In a world that often values speed over substance, Business Mastery 2024 served as a reminder that the most lasting and impactful relationships are those rooted in genuine care, mutual respect, and a commitment to growth. Leaders walked away from the event not just with new business contacts, but with friendships and partnerships that would drive success for years to come. The message was clear. It's not about knowing more people, it's about knowing the right people, and more importantly, being the right person to those around you. At Business Mastery 2024, the room buzzed with inspiration as attendees heard real success stories of businesses that had defied odds, overcome obstacles, and achieved extraordinary results. These weren't theoretical examples or abstract success formulas, they were the raw, unfiltered stories of entrepreneurs, leaders, and organizations that had transformed their realities. The power of these stories lay not in the glory of the end results, but in the gritty details of the journeys, the challenges faced, and the mindset shifts that led to triumph. One of the most striking aspects of these success stories was how they came from every corner of the business world, from small startups to well-established corporations, from tech innovators to retail disruptors. Each story had its own unique flavor. Yet the underlying theme was the same: success wasn't just handed to these businesses, it was earned through resilience, perseverance, and the courage to take risks. For example, one startup shared its remarkable journey of going from a garage-based operation to a multi-million-dollar company in under 5 years. The founder spoke candidly about the early days when investors rejected their vision and many in their circle doubted their ability to scale. But the key moment came when the founder refused to let those rejections define them. Instead, they doubled down on their passion and vision, pivoted their business model, and harnessed the power of community to build a loyal customer base. What followed was a meteoric rise in growth, proof that persistence and an unwavering belief in the mission could overcome nearly any obstacle. Another powerful success story came from a seasoned executive at a major company who had taken on the challenge of revitalizing a struggling brand. The company was losing market share, its products were no longer in demand, and morale within the team was low. But instead of resorting to layoffs or drastic measures, the executive focused on rebuilding the company culture from the ground up. By empowering employees, involving them in the company's vision, and fostering an atmosphere of creativity and collaboration, the company not only turned things around, but positioned itself as an industry leader once again. This wasn't just a financial turnaround, it was a cultural revival, proving that success isn't just about profits, but also about the people who drive the business forward. The event also featured a story about a traditional family-owned business that had been in operation for over 50 years. Faced with the challenges of digital transformation and evolving customer expectations, many assumed the business was on the brink of collapse. But the owner refused to go down without a fight. Instead of resisting change, they embraced it. They invested in technology, modernized their marketing approach, and focused on delivering an experience that aligned with the evolving needs of their customers. The result? Not only did the business survive, but it flourished in a new era, proving that it's never too late to adapt and grow. These real success stories were more than just motivational tales, they were a blueprint for the future. They illustrated the importance of taking action, even when the path isn't clear, and showed how leaders can turn failure into fuel for success. The takeaway was clear: there's no one-size-fits-all formula for success, but the common thread among all these stories is that real transformation comes when you refuse to quit, when you're willing to evolve, and when you remain focused on the long-term vision, no matter how difficult the journey might seem. As the event progressed, it became evident that everyone in the room had the potential to create their own success story. The examples shared weren't just for inspiration, they were invitations to take the lessons learned and apply them to one's own journey. By the end of the event, every leader left with a renewed sense of purpose and belief in the possibility of their own success. equipped with the knowledge that they too could turn their challenges into triumphs. Business Mastery 2024 wasn't just a look back at what had been achieved, it was a bold leap forward into what's possible. As the event came to a close, the overwhelming sense was that the insights, strategies, and connections shared were not just tools to reflect on the past, but keys to unlocking the next level of success. It wasn't about resting on accomplishments or basking in inspiration. It was about taking everything learned and using it to drive unparalleled growth in the future. From the moment the first keynote speaker took the stage, it was clear that this event was designed not just to inspire, but to catalyze action. Every leader in the room left with a renewed sense of purpose, a deeper understanding of their own capabilities, and a roadmap for turning aspirations into results. It was about more than just applying what had been learned. It was about thinking bigger and challenging oneself to exceed even the most ambitious expectations. One of the most impactful aspects of Business Mastery 2024 was the reminder that growth is never a straight line. The business leaders who achieved extraordinary results didn't do so by avoiding obstacles or setbacks. They thrived because they were willing to embrace change and continuously push the limits of what was possible. The event left attendees with a deep sense of responsibility. Growth demands a commitment to constant evolution. Whether it was through refining strategies, investing in new technologies, or changing the way they lead their teams, the focus was on staying ahead of the curve. The speakers also emphasized that the journey to the next level doesn't happen in isolation. Success is a collective effort, and the next level of achievement is unlocked through collaboration and synergy. Attendees were challenged to reconsider their partnerships, not just in terms of transactions, but in terms of strategic alliances that could create exponential growth. This message was reinforced through numerous success stories where businesses grew not just by outpacing competitors, but by partnering with them to create mutually beneficial ecosystems. These weren't just ideas shared on a stage, they were practical, actionable strategies that could be applied immediately to create meaningful change. By the end of the event, it was clear that the next level wasn't about finding the next shiny opportunity or trend. It was about recognizing the unique strengths and untapped potential within each individual and business and unlocking that potential in new, innovative ways. Whether it was refining leadership styles, mastering the art of persuasion, or learning how to create deeper connections with customers, the tools provided during Business Mastery 2024 were aimed at fostering sustainable, long-term growth that wasn't just about hitting the next milestone, but about creating a legacy of excellence. The most important lesson of all was that everyone in that room had the ability to achieve greatness. It was about committing to a mindset that no challenge is too great and no opportunity is beyond reach. This was the true essence of next-level success, not simply following a formula, but having the courage to dream bigger, take risks, and put in the work necessary to make that dream a reality. For every attendee, Business Mastery 2024 was a transformative experience, but it was also a launchpad for future success. The true measure of the event's impact won't be seen in the applause of the crowd, but in the results that each leader brings back to their businesses. The event was designed to help everyone raise their standards, take bolder actions, and create results that will resonate for years to come. The journey to the next level starts the moment you decide that you're ready to take the leap, and for those who attended, the next level is no longer a distant dream. It's a reality that begins now.